because I could see myself rereading it, but it's been almost 10 years, but that was about as deep as it went for me. Well, hello, welcome back to my channel, just Shauna here to talk about some friggin' books, which I do not want on my shelves anymore. Like, comment, and subscribe if you feel so inclined and you have not already. And as always, as I always say, you can just leave an emoji if you want to say hey and let me know you're watching. That's always appreciated and nice. But let's just get right into these books that I am gonna get rid of, that I don't want anymore. First up is one that I ended up just listening to the audiobook, so I'm kind of like annoyed that I ever bought the physical book. I just assumed I would love it because of the comparison to House in the Cerulean Sea, and some people I knew liking this better than they liked House in the Cerulean Sea, and I was like, well, okay, I assume I'll love it. Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. I did not love it. I didn't hate it though. 3.5 stars, is that what I gave it? Yeah, 3.5 stars. It was cute, but that was about as deep as it went for me versus House in the Cerulean Sea. And I get the comparison. They are like similar, like kind of setups. Like there's definitely comparisons to be made for sure, but they're each their own thing, 100%. And they're each very clearly written by different authors with very different authorial voices. And for so many people, I think pretty much everybody I know who has read this has given it at least 4 stars, if not like mostly 5 stars, and like love it and like, oh my god, it don't count. And like it just didn't do that for me. Versus House in the Cerulean Sea did. It made me like cry tears of just like pure cuteness. And this just didn't do that for me. So gonna let it go, find a home with one of the bajillion other people who freaking loved it. And then this one is one that I've had for freaking ever. Got it from a library sale, as we can see. Can't Stop, Won't Stop, A History of the Hip Hop Generation by Jeff Chang. And it's just not what I thought it was. I started listening to the audiobook and, you know, I'm sure it has its merits and everything, but I just thought it was going to be much more a history of like the music genre of hip hop, the music of it. But this was much more about the history of like the earlier, you know, 70s, 80s, early 90s, like generation, and like the political and cultural stuff going on within hip hop, which is interesting too, and like nothing to scoff at, but that's just not what I wanted. I just wanted a little bit more about the music itself and like the history behind the music and how it like changed and got altered and developed into the different subgenres and everything, because I love hip hop, but that's just not what it was, so gotta get rid of it. This is one that these next few are just one night I just kind of went on a kick of unhauling, and this is one I've had for a couple years now. I got it at one of the local bookstores, Bookman's used bookstore, and you know, sometimes I just like to pick up some kind of random fantasy that I'm like, I've literally never heard of this author, but I mean, the premise sounds kind of cool. But I've had it for a couple years now, I think at least 2 solid years, if not like 4. And I've never felt inclined to pick it up. I still kind of don't. And I just, you know, it doesn't need to just keep kind of sitting on my shelves collecting dust. It's still going to be on my Storygraph like TBR, so maybe someday I'll come across it again and be like, oh yeah, let me grab that from the library or ebook or whatever. But for now, I'm just gonna get rid of it. I don't know. And then this is one I've had for many, many years. I think I actually read this prior to BookTube. Yeah, I did. 2015. And I really, really liked it. I can't remember what I rated it. I want to say I gave it like 4, maybe even 5 stars. That is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. I genuinely I remember just really liking this book. But then I read the sequel and did not like that one very much. And then I never even picked up the final book. And I think I remember seeing other reviews too, of people being like, this just went downhill and like did not stick the landing at all. So I was like, you know what? I'll just keep the first book because I could see myself rereading it. But it's been almost 10 years and I have not ever reread it nor felt inclined to. And I've just decided it's a book that I'm fine. Like, I read it, I enjoyed it, and I'll probably never reread it, and that's okay. And then, continuing with the random, let's just get these off my shelves, spree I was on, The Witch and the Tsar by Olesya Salnikova Gilmore. This one I think I just got last year, I want to say. And I think I also got this one. I think I got it changing hands, actually. I don't know if it was used or not. But at any rate, yeah, it's like fantasy with, you know, a witch and a czar. And I just haven't heard the best things about it, for one thing. Not like, ooh, it's problematic or anything, but just a few people that I've seen on booktube read it, feel very, at best, lukewarm about it, and at worst, like, not like it. And then I read, and it's not the same, I know, but I just don't think this, like, kind of folk tale, Russian-esque, or straight-up Russian, like, Baba Yaga folklore, folk tale thing, it's usually not really my jam. I'm trying to think of one that I've, like, loved, and I cannot think of one. Like, I read Bear and the Nightingale last year, and was like, I mean, that's fine. I think I gave it 3 stars or something. And there's just been a few others that I've read that it just doesn't do that much for me. So, it can go. I have enough other things on my shelves to read through. And another one that I just haven't heard the best things about. It's brand new, and it is a, which one was this? Fairy Loot? Yeah, Fairy Loot. When I had the adult Fairy Loot box for like 2 months and then canceled it because I was like, I don't even like these books, I don't think. It's beautiful. It's like really pretty. But yeah, City of Dusk by Tara Sim. Just heard very like things about it. And like some of my friends that read it were like, yeah, you'll probably think it's fine. Like no one was like, oh, Shoshana, I think you'll really love this book though. Like you have to try it. Everyone was kind of like, yeah, like pick it up, I guess. It's cool. You might like it. But I just, you know, I don't need another lukewarm read if I can avoid them. I'm not trying to pick up lukewarm reads. So, gonna probably try to sell this one on Pango or something. And there we have it. Those are the books that I have recently decided to kick off my shelves. Not too many, but it was enough that I was like, yeah, I'll make a video. If you have read any of these and loved them and are like aghast that I'm getting rid of them, let me know. Or if you've read them and you're like, yeah, I felt the same way. Or the ones that I haven't read, if you've read and have an opinion, let me know. That is going to be all for today. As always, thank you so much for your time. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.